It's so funny because shutting down isn't the end to a relationship. It's the beginning of understanding. You're mid-argument with your partner, and suddenly you're gone. You're not yelling, you're not reacting. You're frozen, numb, disconnected, and although you can hear them, you're not really there. And then they say something like, you just don't care. But inside, it doesn't feel like you don't care. It feels like survival. And maybe your partner, they shut down too. It just looks different. They raise their voice, they flood with emotion, they get really reactive. But both of you are protecting the same exact thing. It's just in opposite ways. So here's where most of us miss. If you keep trying to fix the argument, but never repair the rupture, nothing ever shifts. It's hard, right? Because you believe that shutting down is actually better than saying something you'll regret. At your core, you're trying to protect the relationship. But what actually protects is your presence, not your performance. So what do we actually do instead of shutting down? A, we want to notice it sooner by bringing internal awareness to what's happening and then saying it out loud. I'm starting to check out. I can feel myself leaving. Bringing awareness to it and saying it out loud gives you more room for choice, for agency, to disrupt the cycle of shame that is shutting these things down. Now you can do other things too, like grounding exercises. You can regulate the body. You can do breathing techniques that integrates the mind with your body. These micro movements send your system the message that it's safe to be here. You can also exit the conversation with a commitment to repair. And that can sound like a few things. I'm gonna step away so I don't shut down on you. I'm gonna come back in 10 minutes. This isn't me leaving, this is actually me trying to stay. And what this looks like is me taking a few minutes to regulate what's happening and to understand what's happening internally, where these emotions are coming from, so that I can show up better for you and so that I can show up better for myself. Break can be more of a bridge than a wall, than a barrier. It's so funny because shutting down isn't the end to a relationship. It's the beginning of understanding. You can't control this response of wanting to shut down. It's a protective reaction to what's happening inside of you internally with your emotions. But you can change your response to it. You can give yourself space to have more choices, to relate to what's happening to you internally without shame, and with more compassion and with more agency to decide a better route for yourself and for your partner. And for your kid, this stuff is great with interacting with your kid, talking with your kid, having conflict with your kid. This understanding of and way of relating to conflict is really helpful for them, because what you're doing is you're demonstrating it for them. So at an early age, you're setting expectations and you're showing them examples of how to show up in conflict that doesn't end in disconnection, but actually begins with a commitment to repair. Your partner doesn't need perfection, they need presence. They need to know that you're willing to work to stay in it. And sometimes this looks like taking a break, separating for a few minutes, leaving the conversation with an intent to come back, with a commitment to repair. And every time you're doing that, even just a little bit, you're building something stronger than love, security. If you feel like this is your story, drop the word capacity in the comments, and I'll send you a few things that'll help you build it. Or share this with someone who thinks they're broken for going silent in conflict. You're protecting something that can be healed. You're protecting something that maybe you don't have to continue to protect for the rest of your life. But maybe, just maybe, there's another way of going about this. All right, Jake out.